Hello, welcome to BGP Master Class. Today topic is the how to configure iBGP, and the condition is that iBGP neighbor are not directly connected. Okay, so you are not using the loopback interface as a MAC as a neighbor. Okay, so the condition is configure iBGP using the physical interface. Means for R1 we configure R1 and R3. This is all the three routers are AS100 and R1, R2, R3. R1 and R3 only configure the BGP and R2 not configure anything. So we are configure never as a this IP 10.10.0.23.3. Okay, and vice versa R3 also same thing, and condition the iBGP never not directly connected. Okay, so these two never not directly connected, and R3 don't do any specific R2 don't do any specific route. Okay, we are not doing anything in R2. Okay, and another don't use tunnel interface iBGP never. Okay, so one by one we will be check this video. So I'm trying to as soon as complete this video. The condition the how will we do these things. So overall this video is R1 because R1 one loopback is there 1.1.1.1 and R3 one loopback is there 3.3.3.3. Okay, so in R1 we configure R1 we configure loopback interface. Loopback interface and make as a 23 as a neighbor. 23.3 is the neighbor, and do start. Okay, so in if you see here, I configured these three routers as a BGP neighbor. Okay, so here see. So only configure the real interface IP. Uh, all the three routers, nothing doing anything. And BGP also not and I not configure anything, and the routers everything is blank. Now we will be start the configuration. Okay, so already I have done the configuration in Notepad, so I will be so that I will be copy and paste everything, and I'm explain everything one by one. So this is the Notepad. So this lab is configure iBGP using physical interface. The condition is BGP neighbors are not direct connected, and the R2 not configure any specific route. Don't use tunnel interface as BGP neighbor. Okay, so this is the R1 configuration. So I will be copy and paste here. Copy and paste here. Here what I am saying, I configure the loopback interface, and in R1 I configure the loopback interface, and I configure BGP 100 and advertise the loopback. Because advertise the loopback we are check the reachability between R1 and R3. Then never as a 23.3 as remote as 100. 23.3 is the this IP. Okay, this IP 20.3.3 is the neighbor. In R1 saying 20.3 is the neighbor 100. So let's start. So in R1 I'm in R1, so I paste here, and now I'm going to R3. I'm doing the same thing here. R3 also doing the same thing. I configure the loopback interface, and advertise that loopback, and neighbor as the 12.1. Okay, R3 also R3 also I'm doing the same thing. Okay, so R1 and R3 I'm doing the same thing. If you are going the BGP, so IP so IP BGP summary. So the state is showing ideal. Okay, The state is showing the state is showing ideal. Ideal means that if the state is ideal means that neighbor IP may not reachable, and if neighbor IP is not reachable, check the route of the neighbor router. Okay, neighbor for route the check the route of a neighbor router means this route is available in our routing table or not. Okay, so we'll do the ping. Okay, do the ping. So ping is not working because this router don't know how to reach the this network neighbor network. Okay, so let's just let's now we are going to check the route. Okay, so IP route this one. Okay, so there is a no routing in the, so we need to configure we need to tell the this router how to reach this network. Okay, so we need to configure the static route between like vice versa, this one also same thing, because this here also not reachable. Okay, here also not reachable this network. Okay, because here also not route not available, so we configure the route in to two routers. So here what saying in R1, this is the okay. Okay, this is the R1 saying 23.3, then this 23 R1 saying here here saying 23.3 20 this 23.3 and reaching by the next of 12.1. Okay, 12, this is the 12.2. Okay, 12.2 12.2 is the next stop. So I configure vice versa, same thing will configure, and we'll do the same thing. Okay, this is the R1 site. So R1 will configure the one static route. So this router will know how to reach the that this network. Okay. So in R3 also I'm doing the same thing. Same thing here. R3 also 20 12 network. How is the next stop is the 23.2. Okay, 23.2. Okay. Okay, so now router no, or now BGP is neighborship is showing up. Okay, if your when BGP neighboring is showing up. Okay, neighbors. Now we'll see. Show IP BGP summary. Now never is off. Okay, never is off. Never is off. But if you are seeing here, if you are seeing here, no prefix is learn. Okay. So in R3 also or R3 also will be check the same thing. So R3 also saying BGP number prefix one learning here also say. Okay, prefix learning here. So now we'll be see the now we'll be see the that next stop is reachable or not. Okay, next stop is reachable. Vice versa, this one also next stop is reachable. Okay, next stop is reachable. Now we will be the showing the show IP BGP. So iBGP. So we learn the BGP via this router. Maybe this practical is little bit length, but you should see the full video. It has good knowledge in BGP. Okay, I will be do the step by step everything. So next up you are reaching. So when we try the ping this network it's not reachable. You means it that we are sending the packet, but in downstream router don't have the proper route to send the traffic. Okay, so here not reachable 3.3. Vice versa here also same thing. If you are ping 1.1.1.1 R1 to R is not reachable. Okay, so why not reachable? If you see this here, R1 send the request to R3 in R2 to I want to reach the R3 network. Okay, so R2 see the routing his routing table. Oh, where is the route for the 3 network? So R3 R2 don't have routing for the 3 network. So here packet will be dropped. Okay, vice versa, same thing here also. R1 R2 check the where is the R1 data, but here no routing for the R1 data, so that it will packet drops it, so that it will be not reaching the packet. Okay, so if you see the routing table, if you see we are not configure anything, we are not we are not do anything, only the connected and connected route here. Okay, how so if you were doing the same thing, if you are doing the same thing, for example, if a router 2 know how to reach 3 network and 1 network, so our condition that router 1 and router 3 is the reachable each other. Let's check once. Okay, so now we are going here. Now we are going here. We configure the static route in R2. Okay, we are configure static route in R2 for this. Okay, so R2 we are saying this static route what saying this static route what saying 1111 network 11 network next stop is 12.1 like that 33 network next stop is 23.3. Okay, so let's copy and paste here this one. Okay, so I configure here for R1 for R1 one. So router 2 now router 2 know how to reach 1 network and how to reach the 3 network. Now check the ping status again. Okay, in R1 now we are able to ping because R2 know the where is the 1 dot network and 3 network. Okay, like that here also ping each other. Now R1 and R3 is reachable, but our condition is R2 not configure any specific route. So I'm telling this. Well, so I remove this condition. Remove this just I'm no IP route I given here. Okay, R2. Okay, so what do I configure? So no, in R2 I remove the static route. So now R2 don't know how to reach the R1 network and R3 network. Okay, so if you are see again here in R1 side, so now again that both are not reachable each other. Okay, no, not reachable each other. So now what is the condition? Now we will be do the one another try. We configure both are we configure tunnel R1 and R3. We configure the tunnel. Through tunnel we are try to reach each other. Okay, so this is another step of the lab. This lab configure tunnel in R1 and R3 to check the reachability between the BGP neighbors. Okay, so and we are going to the R1 configuration and configure the tunnel. This is the configuration of tunnel configuration. So tunnel configuration what telling interface tunnel 1 and IP address. You are using tunnel IP address is the specific IP address and not your existing IP address. Any of the your set of existing IP address don't use any specific other segment IP address you use for tunnel IP. Okay, so I'm telling the tunnel IP and tunnel network and source interface means this is the R1 source interface is the S1 by 0 1/0 and tunnel destination is 23.3. This is the destination. Just three statement is there. One statement is saying this is the tunnel IP, tunnel source interface, interface and tunnel destination. Okay, tunnel IP and tunnel source and tunnel destination. These three statements are the only need for the create the tunnel. Okay, so I'm going to R1 and paste these things. Going to R1 and paste these things, we create tunnel in R1. Like that, we are going to the R2, R3. R3 we are we configure the tunnel. Same thing here. Here also configure the tunnel, and the tunnel IP address we given the same segment only. Okay, same segment. Like that, here we are giving the what 20 172.16.1.1. Here we are giving 1.3. Okay, one the same segment we are giving, and so tunnel IP address and source interface. This is the source interface 1/1, and so 1/1, and the tunnel destination to 12.1. This is the 12.1. Just copy and paste in R3. Okay. Now we configure the tunnel interface. Now we are check the tunnel IP is reachable or not. Okay, so ping ping tunnel IP. What is the tunnel IP? Tunnel IP, this one. Okay, tunnel IP, this one. Okay, R3 tunnel IP we are giving this one. Okay, tunnel IP, ping this IP. Okay, now tunnel IP reachable from this one, and this R1 tunnel IP, this one. So I will ping here R1 tunnel IP. Okay, so we configure tunnel. So R1 and R3 is reachable using the tunnel IP. Okay, using the tunnel IP. So R1 reaching the R3 tunnel IP, and R3 reach the R2 tunnel IP. So we can another step is there. Another step is there here. So R1 know, R3 know how to reach this network, and vice versa, both are know. So we another condition, we have done this one. Okay, we configure the static route. Now after that we reach, because our condition is not matched, so that we remove. Okay, now here another we can do here. We make as a this neighbor R3 neighbor as this interface 23.3. With this interface, this interface is the neighbor. Okay, if you are using tunnel interface as a neighbor, so it will be also both neighbors are reachable, and both both network each other reachable. Okay, if you are configure using tunnel, like in BGP configuration mode, you are configure never this IP is a remote S100 never statement. So if you are never statement, we giving the tunnel interface IP, so it will be reach. Okay, let's check once. Okay, how to reach. Okay, so here we configure the in R2, in R1. R1 we configure here, we configure this statement. Okay, so you remove the in R1, remove the neighbor IP, this one. No neighbor. Okay, no neighbor, this IP we given for the neighbor statement, and we are using this tunnel IP, this 172.16.1.3 is this interface IP. Let's check the connectivity. Okay, we remove the real interface IP, or using make as a neighbor as a tunnel interface IP. So let's check once. So now if we are see, now ping 3.3.3.3 is not reachable. Okay, not reachable. Now we are configure the, we remove the real interface, and see, if you are see here, so run session BGP. If you see here, 23.3 is the neighbor. Okay, now we are remove 23.3 or using the tunnel interface. Okay, so we are configure here, remove the 23 dot and make as a neighbor here. Okay, okay. So now neighbor is the tunnel interface IP. Okay, tunnel interface IP in R1 side we make as a neighbor. Okay, like that R3 also do the same thing here. R3 also doing the same here. Uh, Same here. Okay, remove the real interface IP to 12.1 and using the tunnel interface IP. Okay, so if you are see here, so run session BGP. So 12.1 is remember. Now we are remove the 12.1 and now we are no never 12.1 and never our tunnel interface IP. Okay, so let's check check the connectivity between the R1 and R3. Okay, now BGP is off. Okay, both side BGP is off. Okay, so ping 3.3.3.3. Okay, now reachable. See here, now reachable. Now you are using the tunnel interface IP ping 1.1.1.1. Okay, now reachable, both are, but the condition is don't use tunnel interface as iBGP neighbor. Okay, the condition is the tunnel interface you are not using to make a IGP neighbor. So let's remove again that tunnel interface. Okay, so this is the configuration. Okay, this is the no never. This is the tunnel IP and never is real IP. Okay, this is the R1 side. Okay, so R1 side we remove this IP tunnel IP and configure as a real IP address. Like that R3 also we do the same thing. R3 also do the same thing. Remove the tunnel interface IP and use the real interface IP as a neighbor. Okay. Okay. Remove the tunnel interface IP. Use the real IP. Now check the reachability between R1 and R3. See again it is the not reachable. Okay. Okay, so now our condition is don't use tunnel interface tunnel interface. Okay, for don't use the tunnel interface IP. Now we are configure now how to configure the setup. Okay, so I'm telling everything one by one. What we did. First we configure as a this one never, so it will be not reachable. Because of that this route R1 don't know how to reach 23 network, so we configure the static route here. Okay, static route here. After that R3 will drop, and because R3 don't know how to configure this two net sorry, how to reach R1 network, R3 network. So I will configure static route here, but the condition is don't configure static route here. After that configure static route, R1 R2 know how to reach R1 network and 3 network. So after that reach, so we remove the static network. After that we configure the tunnel interface. Using tunnel interface we make as a BGP neighbor. Now both BGP neighbors are reachable. Again we remove the, because our condition is not matched, tunnel interface we are not using. So now we are using the another method how to make as a BGP neighbor between the R1 and R3 network. So how will be configure? We are configure we are configure the route map and allow the next hop. We change the next hop as a tunnel interface IP. How will we do that? Uh, see this one. This one. Okay, so we are configure one route map, and in route map saying we are change the next hop IP address is the tunnel IP address. Okay, tunnel IP address, and we apply in the neighbor BGP neighbor in direction, because outbound traffic we need to apply in inbound direction. So just a simple one route map, route map route map 10, and set next up this one, this is the this is the means this IP is the tunnel interface IP of R3 site, and we apply the indirection, okay, that route map in indirection, because this outbound traffic we need to apply the inbound direction. Let's copy and paste. So this is the R1, and now R3 network is not reachable. Okay, so I configure, I do the configuration. Just I configure the route map. Name is next hop change, and set next hop. This is the R3 tunnel interface IP. Okay, and apply in the indirection, like that. R3 also do the same thing. R3 also same thing. Configure the route map and change the next of IP address is the tunnel. This is the 17 172.16.1.1. This is the tunnel interface IP, and apply the BGP neighbor in R3 side. In this route map in direction. Okay. Now we are we are done both side. Now we check the reachability between the routes. Okay, so ping 3.3.3.3. Okay, so we do the clear BGP, because we do some configuration. Okay, so one side we clear means no other side need to clear for. So I will be tell now in this time I will be tell the briefly what telling. Just 1 minute. Okay, see, now his R3 is reachable. Okay, in here also see. Okay, now both are reachable, so our condition is met. So in this, I will tell the briefly what we done. First, we configure the loopback interface in R1 and R3. Okay, sorry, R1 and R3 here. Okay, configure loopback interface R1 and R3, R3, and configure BGP. Okay, configure BGP as a like this one. Okay. This one configure loopback interface and configure the BGP as a this real interface IP. Okay. After that, step two, configure the static route R1 and R3. Okay. R1 and R3, because configure the static route here configure the R1 and R3 static route, because so when I show IP BGP, so the next stop is 23.3, this one, so the R1 don't know how to reach this network, so we configure the static route, so R1 should know the how to reach the next your neighbor IP, so we configure the static route. Okay, then third step, we configure route in R2, because this route we configured in R2, this route configured in R2 side, because R1 R2 don't know how to reach the 1 dot network and 3 dot network, so that we configure the static route, but our condition is not match. R2 don't configure any route, so we remove the static route in R2. Remove the static route in R2. Once you configure the static route, then R1 and R3 is reachable. After that, when I remove the static route, after that R1 and R3 is not reachable. Then step 5, we configure the tunnel in R1 and R3. If you see here, configure here a tunnel interface. This is the tunnel interface we configure. Interface tunnel 1, and then give the any specific IP, means any unique IP, other segment IP. Don't use your setup existing IP. Use the any other IP which is not, don't use your setup. Okay, so after that source IP and source and destination. Source means source your interface, and destination IP. Okay, source interface is the for in R1 side S0 by 1, and destination is the which is this IP is the destination. Okay, because this is the destination, we are able to reach this IP, so that we are giving the before tunnel configuration, and before R2 static route also we are reaching this network. So we are giving the destination before configure the tunnel. You should destination IP should be reachable. This is a condition. Okay, should be reachable, then only you can you give the destination IP. Okay, so this IP is reachable, so we are giving the destination. Okay, and then this we configure the tunnel in R1. Then then tunnel IP reachable. We check the in R1 R3. So tunnel IP is reachable each other. Then remove the real IP and change the tunnel IP. So we did that one also. We remove the is base IP BGP, this one. Mm. This one we remove the real interface IP and using the tunnel interface IP, then we check the neighbor is reachable. So neighbor is reachable that time, and then we remove that. Then after that we remove again we reverse that configuration, again the tunnel IP and using the real IP. Then we did the route map and apply the never in direction, because outbound traffic need to apply the inbound direction. Then check the reachability. After that we check the reachability. R1 is reachable and R3 is the R3 also reachable each other. And thank you for watching BGP masterclass. Please subscribe to watch more BGP video. Thank you for watching.